Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we've got a super practical and honestly absolutely crucial explainer for you. We're going to talk about how, and more importantly, exactly why you need to look up a Michigan electrician's license before you let them touch a single wire in your home or business. So let's just dive right into this. So is your electrician actually licensed? It sounds like a pretty simple question, right? But man, the stakes are incredibly high here. We are quite literally talking about the safety of your property and your family. Faulty wiring is a massive fire hazard, and hiring an unverified contractor, that is a gamble you just do not want to take. You might see them pull up in a really professional-looking truck and think, well, they must be legitimate. But as we're going to see, that's not always the case. Kim Gedik, who is the director of the Bureau of Professional Licensing, really hit the nail on the head here. She said, don't assume that someone is licensed. It is always best to do your own research to verify licensure with the state. It's just a critical responsibility for any property owner. You absolutely have to verify. So here is our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover 1, why licensing matters, 2, a step-by-step LARA lookup, 3, understanding those results, 4, common pitfalls and tips, 5, some helpful resources and FAQs, and 6, verifying before you hire. All right, part 1, why licensing matters here in Michigan. First off, let's cut through all the bureaucratic jargon. You really need to know about LARA. That stands for the Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs. They're the central state authority, and they oversee more than 700,000 eligible professionals across the whole state. Now, when it comes to electricians specifically, LARA operates through the Bureau of Construction Codes, or the BCC. They hold the data, they enforce the rules, and they're the ones working to protect you from electrical hazards. Now, there's this massive misconception that we really need to clear up right off the bat. In Michigan, there are different tiers of licenses. A master electrician is highly skilled, for sure. We're talking someone with 12,000 hours of experience spread over at least 6 years, and they're responsible for making sure everything complies with the code. But here's the kicker. You can't just hire a master electrician off the street to do a major project for you. You actually have to hire a licensed electrical contractor. The electrical contractor is the business entity itself, and they are the only ones authorized to legally pull local municipal permits. So when you go to verify, you want to make absolutely sure you're dealing with a licensed electrical contractor. Moving right along to part 2, let's do a step-by-step LARA lookup. Luckily, LARA has made this whole process incredibly straightforward. Step 1, you just navigate to michigan.gov/state license search. Step 2, punch in whatever details you have. So, for example, you can type in a name like Smith Electric, their DBA, or if you have it, their specific license number. Step 3, hit search and review the results that pop up in the Excella Citizen Access system. And I just want to point out how refreshingly user-friendly this is. LARA's Excella portal is totally open to the public. There's no annoying CAPTCHA making you pick out all the crosswalks in a picture, no login required, and it's completely free to use. Best of all, this system reflects the state's official registry and updates daily, so you know for a fact you're getting real-time, accurate information. Okay, part 3, understanding your results. So you pull up a contractor, and you're going to see their license status. If it says active, awesome, you're good to go. Their license is operative and in good standing. But if it says suspended, pump the brakes. They are not legally operative, which could very well be due to some kind of disciplinary action. And if it says lapsed, that just means they completely missed their renewal deadline, they're past any grace period, and their license is currently void. Bottom line, definitely do not hire someone with a suspended or lapsed status to pull permits for your home. Speaking of lapsed licenses, this kind of builds on how their renewal cycles work. In Michigan, different licenses expire at completely different times. Journeyman and master electrician licenses expire annually on December 31st. But those electrical contractors, again, the ones who actually pull your permits, they only have to renew every 3rd year on December 31st, though sometimes they get a little wiggle room until March 1st. So why does this matter to you? Well, because an electrician you used maybe 3 years ago who was perfectly licensed back then might actually have a lapsed status today. Always run a fresh check. All right, part 4, common pitfalls and tips so you can avoid the traps. First up, we really need to talk about a major scam that's circulating right now. LARA has actually identified fraudulent emails out there impersonating their officials. These emails are designed to create this huge false sense of urgency, often using subject lines like action required, LARA enforcement notice 83700, and then they ask for your confidential info. Just remember, LARA is literally never going to ask for your credit card data over the phone, by text, or by email. Never. Now, on a slightly more practical note, if your search turns up 0 results, just double-check your spelling. A super common pitfall is just slightly misspelling a company's DBA, their doing business as, name, which will instantly cause the database to return an empty search. Now, if you do happen to encounter one of those impersonation scams we just talked about, here's a highly actionable tip. Report it immediately to larasafety@michigan.gov. But a really quick caveat here, this specific email address is strictly for reporting fraud and impersonations. Don't use it for general complaints about a contractor's work. Actually, don't use it to ask about your own licensing status either, because they just won't respond to non-fraud issues there.
Part 5, helpful resources and some frequently asked questions. And hey, before we get to the specific FAQs, just keep in mind that alongside Lara, you can always cross-reference credentials by reaching out to local trade organizations or by checking a contractor's standing with the Better Business Bureau for that extra peace of mind.
So, a question we get all the time is about the folks doing the actual physical labor under supervision. Is an apprentice electrician required to register with the state? The answer is absolutely yes. Even an apprentice has to register with the Bureau of Construction Codes within 30 days of employment. The whole regulatory framework in Michigan is specifically designed to maintain accountability at every single level of the electrical trade. And listen, if you ever discover someone is working without that proper registration or license, the BCC has some serious teeth. They don't just sit around investigating complaints. They can step in and issue immediate stop work orders right on a job site. They can assess heavy civil penalties, and in the really egregious instances, they will absolutely refer cases for criminal prosecution. You have a robust enforcement system protecting you, but, it really only works if we all verify and report the bad actors.
And finally, Part 6, verify before you hire.
The bottom line is really just this. Don't guess. Please don't just assume. The next time you need any electrical work done, ask the professional right up front for their electrical contractor license number. It literally takes less than 2 minutes to hop onto michiganguide.gov/state license search and just plug that number in. Taking that quick 2 minutes guarantees your safety, it ensures your project complies with the code, and honestly, it just buys you total peace of mind. Now, just before we completely wrap up, I do need to share a quick professional disclaimer with you. The information provided in this explainer is accurate as of August 12th, 2026. This content is intended purely for educational and informational purposes and really shouldn't be considered legal advice. You should always consult official state sources like Lara directly for the absolute most current regulatory information. I want to leave you with this one final thought. Take a look at your outlets. Go look at your breaker box. Who is wiring your home, and have you actually verified their license today? If you found this explainer helpful, please go ahead and share it with friends, family, or really anyone you know who might be planning a home improvement project in Michigan. Stay safe, stay focused, and always remember to verify.